That being said, I think what we need right now is a Democratic Party that is willing to fight back against the overreaches that we've seen from Republicans in recent years. We've had a party with politicians like Ben McAdams that are just preserving the status quo, that are continuing to do things the same way they've always been done.
Former Congressman Ben McAdams says compromise does not weaken ideas. Ideas get better when you listen.
You know, people talk about compromise as if that's a bad thing, as if that means good ideas get watered down. What I found is that by listening to somebody who had a different life experience, different background, different political perspective, my ideas got better because they saw things that I couldn't see. So I like to talk about not compromise, but resonance. What ideas can resonate, can get bigger support by more people? Because look, there are people who are counting on us. They're counting on us to help to provide access to health care, to a home they can afford, to a wage that is livable, that they can afford to put food on their table and raise a family, and that hard work actually means stability and prosperity.
Liban Mohammed says he's willing to talk and work with anyone, and he's worked with people he disagrees with in the past plenty of times.
No matter how much we're disappointed with the system, no matter how much we even hate the system, we can never allow our hatred for the system to exceed our love for people or blind us from our purpose. I don't care who you are. If you are a decision maker, if you have a vote to provide out of the 435 members of Congress, I will sit down at the table with you. I will do my best to resonate. There's a difference between compromise and trying to resonate. I believe that it's possible to be a progressive and productive, and I've shown that.
Michael Farrell says it's time for the party to take a more realistic approach to passing legislation, and that means compromising and reaching out to party members across the aisle who will listen.
Progressive Democrats in Congress have never had the votes to get universal health care through, so it's not like we're trending closer to having 218 progressive Democrats in there. So you have to be able to get in there and build coalitions, work across the aisle with folks. As an attorney, I'm a transactional attorney. I'm constantly getting people to agree to things that they don't want to agree to, that is not in their best interest, but it's getting half of a loaf or something like that. And you have to know how to build those coalitions. Some of my opponents in this race, I'm not going to say names, but I don't think they know how to build winning coalitions. You have to be able to do that if you're going to want to advance any of these, more progressive coded policy goals.
Tomorrow, Inside Sources will have the Republican candidates for the 2nd District. That's Carrie Ann Lisenby and Blake Moore. Applications are now open for people who want to volunteer to take part in the reopening of the Salt Lake Temple. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has details.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is looking for 30,000 volunteers to help welcome people to Temple Square in a variety of roles when visitors stop by to walk through the renovated Salt Lake Temple from April 5th to October 1st of next year.
The celebration is not your grandma's open house. We are so excited to welcome millions of people here.
Salt Lake Temple Celebration Senior Event Manager Jen Allen tells me they need people who can do anything from answer phones to perform music or even showcase art for visitors to see. Blake Barnes has already applied and he's hoping to be a tour guide.
You play such a small role in something so big, and it's just humbling to know that you can be a part of it.
You can find more information on KSLNewsRadio.com. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
First look traffic, here's Michelle Rowe.
Looking really good out there right now, Britt. We did have a stalled vehicle southbound I-15 just prior to 33rd South, but that's cleared. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years. Thanks to the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included, no strings, no commitments. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account taxes and fees extra after 12 months. Regular rates apply to mobile. Select Xfinity. Internet required speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. $50 a month for 5 years. No commitments. Go to Xfinity.com.
Serving your financial needs today to help you build a better tomorrow. At Cyprus Credit Union, your future is our future. Visit CyprusCU.com today.
A state Senate committee is grilling the two nominees for Utah's Supreme Court today. The confirmation vote is set for Wednesday. KSL News Time, 12:08. KSL's top national stories. President Trump is in France for the G7 World Leaders Summit. Fresh off his announcement that the U.S. and Iran reached a ceasefire agreement. ABC's Karen Travers reports from Geneva.
According to a senior administration official, this initial agreement leads to the dismantling of the Iranian nuclear program, leads to the United States destroying and removing enriched uranium from Iran, calls for inspections to ensure a long-term commitment and that it's long-term enforceable, and Iran gets rewarded economically only if they meet the obligations under the deal. Iran has been demanding the release of its frozen assets and the lifting of sanctions.
Vice President Vance told ABC News the deal has been signed digitally, but no text of the framework has been sent. It also offers Iran two choices.
If they continue to try to rebuild their nuclear program, this deal ensures they will never have the resources in order to do that. On the other hand, if the Iranians are willing to give a long-term commitment, along with proper verification to giving up that nuclear weapon, we're willing to welcome them into the world economy, to lift some sanctions, and to turn over a new leaf in that relationship.
The deal was digitally signed on Sunday and will be formally signed Friday in Geneva. Other national stories KSL is following this hour. Russia launched one of its largest missile and drone attacks on Ukraine. Officials, including President Zelensky, saying a Russian drone set fire to an 11th century World Heritage site in Kyiv. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge.
The war on the front lines isn't going Russia's way. They're not taking very much territory at all. Even more recently, the Ukrainians have been pushing the Russians back in certain areas. And back at home, Vladimir Putin has his own problems to contend with. Most of those problems are caused by the war. The Russian economy is not in a great shape. And therefore, Russians more generally are beginning to wake up to the fact that this war that Vladimir Putin chose is simply not ending.
Russia is claiming a U.S.-made Patriot air defense missile did the damage. KSL News Time, 12:10. Traffic and weather together. Brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Things are looking really good out there right now. I-15 running at posted speeds, no reported crashes. The belt route also in good shape. Just a little bit of slowing on the 201 in the Magna area. At UTA, it's never just a ride from point A to point B. We move independence, we move purpose, we move memories, we move what matters, you. Plan your trip at rideuta.com. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
It's a beautiful start to the work week. How about a high of 87 today with sunshine? 92 tomorrow, sunshine again, but breezy. High fire danger on Wednesday with more winds, 91 and mostly sunny. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now it's 79 degrees and sunny in Salt Lake City. Coming up on Utah's Noon News, we'll hear from KSL Sports' Mitch Harper on the governor's letter to the Big 12 and his thoughts on the Texas Tech player caught gambling. That's streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Isn't it time to put yourself first? Time to take off those extra pounds that you've been saying that you need to lose? If you are in that situation and now is the time, you need to hear about Salt Lake City Fat Loss. This is an all-natural program that has helped me lose more than 40 pounds. I lost 25 pounds in the first 60 days, and many of their clients lose up to a pound per day. So if you've been thinking it's time to lose weight, you've been searching for a plan, you need to know this one doesn't have any medications or injections or surgeries. It's just a simple combination of foods to burn off your stored fat. That means that there are no side effects. Plus, it's easy to follow with great resources to help you keep accountable. Their app is awesome. It gives you daily ideas of how to be successful and some great recipes as well. slcfatloss.com, or you can call them 801-450-1882, slcfatloss.com, slcfatloss.com.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help? American Home Loans has created the Bridge Loan Program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The bridge loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlements, or home improvements. Call it 801-262-2221. That's 262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. After COVID, one of their clients had over $85,000 in credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. American Home Loans was able to save them $2,000 a month. And after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and lowered their payments. The consultation is free and confidential. Please call them and see what they can do for you. The number is 801-262-2221. It's 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. AmericanHomeLoans.com. NMLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
KSL News Time 12:14. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is now looking for thousands of volunteers to help welcome people who come to see the renovated Salt Lake Temple during its open house next year. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, it's been just over a year since fashion designer Afa Alu was killed during the No Kings protest in downtown Salt Lake City. Third, traffic and weather together.
Just a little bit of slowing on Pioneer Crossing just west of I-15. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Sunshine today with highs in the 80s, and then some 90s return to the forecast. I'm Matt Johnson.
And it's 79 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. KSL's top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. World leaders gathering in the French Alps for this week's G7 summit. They'll meet for a working dinner. First tonight, earlier, President Trump met with France's leader and outlined a few details, he says, of the memo of understanding between the U.S. and Iran, saying it will likely be formalized and finalized Friday.
This is a very powerful document, and I want it to be released, so probably pretty soon. I would say sometime after Friday.
The president says the Strait of Hormuz will be reopened and vowed that Iran will not control the strait or charge a toll. ABC's Karen Travers has more from Geneva, Switzerland.
The deal, according to the president, would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and lift the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports, a return to the status quo before the war. It opens a 60-day window to negotiate the end of the war and Iran's nuclear program.
In Washington, D.C., workers say they've removed Donald Trump's name on the Kennedy Center after court battles, but a tarp is also covering John F. Kennedy's name.
The deal.
The Kennedy Center's executive director said in a sworn declaration Saturday that crews had removed President Trump's name from the facade. But tarp-draped scaffolding remains in front of the building, obscuring the letters that identify it as the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. A center spokesperson says the tarp and scaffolding will remain in place as crews address maintenance needs of the marble and soffit panels on the building's front. It's unclear if that maintenance is related to the installation and removal of Trump's name. Officials haven't said how long the work might take. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Fox Corporation announced it's agreed to buy streaming pioneer Roku, calling it a cash and stock deal worth an estimated $22 billion. That would include Fox taking over Roku's debt. The deal, if approved, will give Fox access to more than 100 million global households, along with Roku's channel and data. Fox and Roku, in a statement, say the combined company would become the third largest player in the U.S. by share of viewing. You're listening to ABC News.
Time for the KSL In-Depth. Governor Spencer Cox is showing support for the Big 12, and however it decides to deal with the dispute involving a Texas Tech quarterback caught placing bets on one of his team's games. KSL Sports and BYU insider Mitch Harper joins me live. Mitch, what's your take on this?
It's the right move by the Attorney General Brown and Governor Cox to support the Big 12 here, and that's what's happening around Big 12 states. Utah falls in line with the Kansas Attorney General and Oklahoma Attorney General expressing support for the Big 12 because this issue has often been viewed as black and white and raises questions about the integrity of games, and the state of Utah is showing support for the Big 12.
Is there any indication on how this will be dealt with?
So the Big 12 directors, their school presidents, all 16, are meeting today. And earlier this morning, the Big 12 filed an injunction or a request for an injunction in the state of Texas to basically allow them to, enforce their bylaws in potentially sanctioning Texas Tech. Now, as far as keeping him out, this quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, out of games, the Big 12's hands are kind of tied on that. They could prevent him from being unable to play in Big 12 Conference Championship games if Texas Tech gets there. Texas Tech was the Big 12 champion last season. But right now, it's Texas law period that he can play in football games this year. So they're looking to basically try to get an opportunity to maybe sanction Texas Tech, whether that's financially or prevent Sorsby, the quarterback, from playing in championship games. But this is a huge issue in college athletics right now. Athletic directors, school presidents, they're very frustrated because we've never seen an athlete that has publicly admitted to betting on his team's games back when he was at Indiana and still being able to play. It would be first of its kind if that ever happened.
It sounds like there's going to be probably a lot of pressure on what this decision is because it kind of sets a precedent.
No question. And that's where this is going to get really interesting because right now with the NCAA, they have rules in place, but anytime that the NCAA tries to enforce something, it seems like an athlete or a school can just go to a local court and get an injunction and be able to play. And that's kind of been the case since Judge Kavanaugh in the Supreme Court back in 2021 had an NCAA case basically saying the NCAA is not above the law. And in the last 5 years, the NCAA has been dealing with these sort of situations all the time, but never with gambling. And look, this is the first generation, honestly, that's dealing with sports gambling. This isn't like, hundreds of years ago when there was fixing and things like that. And there's never been evidence in this Brendan Sorsby situation that he was actually fixing games. He just placed bets on his phone or sent money to other people to place the bets on games that involved his team. It was about $800 worth in that situation. But if he's able to play, like, who's to say why can't, other athletes just start gambling and making extra money? Because now these athletes, they're making a lot of money playing college football. They've got disposable income. Who's to say they're not going to throw some money down in these gambling apps and bets because it's all right there at the point of their cell phone? That's what really makes this a huge issue because these athletes have money now. It's not like the days of the past where they didn't have money to afford food. They've got money because these schools are paying a lot for these athletes. And it could just really open up a lot of issues going forward if he actually does, in fact, play this season.
Oh, we'll have to keep an eye on this. I'm sure we're going to call you back at one point to get your insight on what happens. We've been talking to KSL Sports and BYU insider Mitch Harper. Thanks again, Mitch. All right, traffic and weather together. Brought to you by UCCU. Deserve to love where you bank. Here's Michelle Rome.
Things are running smoothly out there. Still looking at good speeds on I-15 from Ogden to Provo and beyond. Looking at just a little bit of minor slowing, stop and go around the intersections on Pioneer Crossing, but that's even looking lighter than normal right now. And then the 201, again, just a little bit of delay as you're going through the Magna area. Seeing cracked, curling, or missing shingles on your roof? Don't wait. Save big during S&S Roofing's huge summer sale. From small repair to a full replacement, SNSRoofingUtah.com. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast is another week of dry weather in northern Utah. Look for a high of 87 today, sunshine. Tomorrow, breezy, 92, sunshine. Fire danger remains elevated with dry northwest winds, 91 on Wednesday afternoon, mostly sunny. 90, mostly sunny again on Thursday. Friday, sunshine, 96. A little bit toasty. We'll then drop it back to 90 on Saturday. How about mostly sunny skies and 87 by Sunday afternoon? From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now it's 79 degrees and sunny in Salt Lake City. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful.
Amanda, every business needs IT help, and sometimes you've got that guy who already works for your company who knows how to do this stuff, but sometimes you don't, or the guy who knows the IT stuff, that's not his actual job.
Right. So Les Olson IT they can be your 24/7 help desk. They can support your existing help desk. They can do advanced cybersecurity protection. Maybe just come and take a look. Are you subject to phishing or ransomware or other things? What are the cyber threats you're facing?
And you've got to make sure that your data is secure, so both cloud and data backup solutions, they can help you with that. Plus, everybody's got to use a computer. That's where hardware comes in, infrastructure support. You don't have to know all this stuff because Les Olson IT knows it.
And most of the time, they can help you fix whatever's going wrong remotely, just off your computer. Plus, of course, they have copiers and printers. They always will at the very best price.
Les Olson IT is your trusted local IT partner. They've been in business for 70 years, and they've got 9 locations from Logan to Las Vegas.
Find out more at lesolson.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Management Minute is a service of the MBA program in the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. I'm Professor Scott Hammond. There are about 4,000 books a year published about leadership. 99% of them are written by self-proclaimed experts who see leadership as a fire that burns within. They assume that leadership is located in us, in the head and in the heart. Well, they're wrong. Leadership, like love, is a co-creation. It requires a relationship. It is found in the space between people. It is a series of behaviors, not traits of an individual. Leaders don't fly solo. They need a co-pilot and a crew. They need to collaborate. Learn more about leadership in an MBA from Utah State University. Go to utahstatemba.com. That's utahstatemba.com. I'm Scott Hammond. Hope to see you in one of our classes.
Got an expensive AC replacement or repair quote? Get a free second opinion with Vyrock Heating and Cooling. Call or text 801-306-8360 or visit VyrockAir.com. VAIRockair.com.
It's been 2 decades since a Utah author created a fantasy world that's become a favorite for families around the world.
20 years ago this week, Brandon Mull released Book 1 of the Fablehaven series.
Now he's announcing a new project in his beloved world.
They're working on a Fablehaven movie.
Mole says he's been hired to be a consultant for the film, and they're using him like a Fablehaven Bible.
They have fully bought the rights. They've got a really good screenplay. They're kind of deep into casting now, and hopefully we'll be filming in the fall, and by next year there'll be a Fablehaven movie.
Mole is also launching a fully illustrated Fablehaven book today in an event at the Provo Library. Don Brinkerhoff, KSL News Radio.
Watching Utah's money, President Trump is threatening 100% tariffs on French wine as he gets ready to meet for the G7 forum. He says it's because of the country's 3% digital tax on all U.S. tech giants. Fox is buying Roku for $22 billion. The acquisition makes Fox a major competitor. It already has its sports, news, and entertainment shows, as well as free streaming service Tubi. Apple is updating Siri in a big way. The company says it will utilize AI enhancing app operations and encouraging the bot to give more personalized answers. The catch? It's only available for newer models of the iPhone, the Air, the 17 Pro, or the 17 Pro Max. Your money at this moment, things are still up. The Dow gaining 634 points, S&P up 130 points, the NASDAQ up 755 points. Oil is sitting at $80 a barrel. Switzerland is considering capping its population. 10 million would be the max, and right now it's already at 9.1 million. The referendum to discuss the possibility was an attempt to reduce immigration, but less than half of voters were in favor, and it did not pass. Thomas Aishi is a leader in the Swiss People's Party campaigning for its passage. Aishi and others in his organization believe immigrants have placed a strain on public services and are a cause for the increase in cost of living.
45% of the Swiss population said yes to limit immigration, to do something against those big problems that we have.
Opponents to the population cap say it would hurt economic stability with the EU.
For thousands of Hawaiians, living in paradise came with a price tag they could no longer afford. But leaving the islands didn't mean leaving the culture behind.
The people, the language, the hula, the music, it all ties itself into each other, so that's why we do it.
Join KSL and see how Hawaiian roots are growing deep right here in Utah.
Wherever our seed is planted, that's home.
Aloha Utah, tonight at 10.
KSL News Time 12:29. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s. Brought to you by UCCU. Receive 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Again, things are just very quiet out there right now. No reported crashes on I-15. The belt route is running at good speeds. And also I-80 is looking good from the Twill area all the way over to Kimball Junction. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Hey, look for a high of 87 today. Blue skies up above and occasionally breezy in the afternoon. 60 overnight, clear skies. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 92, breezy afternoon. We keep it breezy with fire danger elevated on Wednesday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now it's 79 degrees. Today we're looking at a high of 87 in Salt Lake City.
You're listening to Utah's Noon News with Maria Chaleos
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, KSL News Time 12:30. KSL's top story this hour. It's been just over a year since fashion designer Afa Alu was killed during the No Kings protest in downtown Salt Lake City. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera spoke with those closest to him about how they hope he's remembered.
While the criminal case and wrongful death lawsuit tied to Alu's death are still making their way through the courts, friends, family, and community members spent the weekend remembering the husband, father, and advocate many say left a lasting impact. Close friend and state representative Verona Mauga says she was with Alu's family on Saturday during a Samoan festival focused on remembrance.
I think we lost a light and an example of what humanity should look like and could look like. If you knew Afa, you knew that he had this big, bright, beautiful spirit and light about him.
She hopes people remember Alu not for the tragedy that took his life, but for the way he lived it, serving others, bringing people together, and finding joy even in difficult moments. From Salt Lake City, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
The Other Side Academy is responding to accusations of unfair, unpaid labor and questionable medication requirements. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
2 articles from the Utah Investigative Journalism Project and the Salt Lake Tribune report on past students who say they were harmed by the Academy's requirement to stay off medication. CEO Tim Stay tells KSL there's a simple reason for that.
We're not a medical facility and we don't have medical services, and we think there's a place for people, a non-clinical approach that is effective for this population.
Stay says those who want to stay on medication are encouraged to instead go to the Other Side Village, and they're upfront and open about their expectations. When asked about accusations on unpaid labor, Stay says they operate like unpaid internships and are completely legal. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
Fire officials responded to a few different startups. One was at a home in Taylorsville late last night. The fire was contained to the basement and crews were able to get it out quick. No one was hurt and the cause is still under investigation. Another was last night at the Fellowship Manor Apartments in Ogden. A fire started in the garbage room on the first floor of a 13-story building. It didn't spread beyond that room and the cause is also under investigation. Two teen boys are recovering in Primary Children's Hospital after an motorcycle crash in Harriman. Harriman police say at midnight on Friday, the two were riding on the same motorcycle down Rosecrest Road when they had a crash with a car turning left. Police say neither had been wearing helmets. The outdoor adventure community in Moab is mourning the death of a well-known base jumper and rope swinging guide who also had thousands of followers on social media. Authorities say Andy Lewis, better known as Sketchy Andy on social media, died while doing a tandem base jump with a 50-year-old man yesterday near Canyonlands National Park. Lewis's business partner tells KSL he completed thousands of jumps before he died. KSL's top national stories. The name Donald Trump is now off the Performing Arts Center. ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has more.
President Trump's name has now been officially stripped from the Performing Arts Center, despite that last-ditch effort by the Trump administration to block its removal. A federal judge, of course, ruled last month that Trump's name was added illegally to the center, saying the only way to change the name is through an act of Congress.
Now, a tarp is covering that full name, including the Kennedy. Other national stories, KSL is following a dangerous online challenge is landing kids in the emergency room or worse.
The first challenges were harmless, even positive. The Ice Bucket Challenge raised millions for research into ALS. But the Benadryl Challenge?
This one is boggling my mind.
ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says intentionally overdosing on the allergy medication can have serious consequences.
Such as arrhythmias with your heart, confusion, seizures, coma. We've already seen a couple deaths associated with this challenge.
Since the beginning of May, 3 children in Connecticut have died after intentionally taking large quantities of Benadryl. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Utah's suicide rates are twice the national average, according to new data. Summit County Health Department's Behavioral Health Director Aaron Newman says Utah's suicide rate has been up in the top 10 nationally for some time.
We do live in what's referred to as the suicide belt.
But Newman says Summit County's numbers have gone down in the last few years. He says it's thanks to programs like the Mobile Crisis Outreach Team, which you can reach by calling 988, the Suicide Prevention Hotline, school programs, and the Safe UT app, which connects you to the State Crisis Center. Nearly $3 million donation from PetSmart to the Red Cross of Utah is allowing them to explore more options to keep pets safe in times of crisis. Heidi Ruster, the regional CEO of Red Cross of Utah, says she understands many families don't want to leave behind their pets in case of a wildfire and may not evacuate because of it. She says with this program, people won't have to. First Look Traffic, here's Michelle Rowe.
Still looking really quiet out there, Britt. We're seeing good speeds on I-15 as well as the belt routes. For drivers using Legacy or Mountain View Corridor, that's also in good shape as well. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time, 12:35.
How will we ever defeat the British?
By remembering what we're fighting for. General, a country of our own that will one day celebrate 250 years. How will we celebrate, sir? By going to Strong Volkswagen, where every vehicle is a dime.
A dime, sir?
Yes, 1 dime down at Strong Volkswagen. Hear, hear. with great price reductions on 250 vehicles.
It sounds glorious, sir.
Oh, it is. Lease new 2026 Jetta S, just $235 a month, $235. All-wheel drive Atlas, just $432 a month. And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. And financing, sir? Those with a job and a dime shall drive away.
One dime down.
The 250 sales event.
Save thousands with event pricing on 250 vehicles.
At Strong Volkswagen. For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown, strongvw.com.
StrongVW.com.
And no tax, right, sir?
Well, For details, call 801-596-2200.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Beautiful kitchens start with the right countertop. Visit a Bedrock Quartz showroom today or get started at bedrockquartz.com.
1 year after Afa Alu was killed during the No Kings protest in Salt Lake City, those who knew him best say his kindness, service, and impact on the community continue to be felt. KSL News Time 1237. A pair of BYU students ran a marathon on campus, but just around one building.
College of Life Sciences was particularly lively last week when Sam Johnson and Kaylin Rudder decided to run the marathon. The BYU Universe reports there were stations along the building, one to sign up to run with them, and another to make signs and give out drinks. Professors with the department also helped out with their training, studying their running habits and how to maximize their abilities, since the building does have stairs on both sides. To complete a marathon, the two ran 99 laps around the 184,000 square foot building. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
A big parade for the New York Knicks will be held on Thursday morning, the team's first ticker tape parade. Mayor Zoran Mandami says its history is in the making.
We want to make sure that we're building a parade that can really meet this moment in terms of how much it means to our city, and also ensuring that we're taking every single step to keep New Yorkers safe as they do that.
Mamdani says this parade could be the largest in New York history. Another U.S. city is preparing to host World Cup matches this week, but the English national soccer team had issues before they even reached Kansas City.
The English soccer squad made a cross-country trip from Florida to Missouri and had much of its equipment sent by truck. When the trailer was opened up in Kansas City, team officials found that autographed jerseys, goalkeeper gloves, cleats, and a World Cup soccer ball were gone. The two truck drivers have been arrested and charged with possessing $18,000 in stolen goods. The English team has recovered most of its gear. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Energy is high across the U.S., Mexico, and Canada as the FIFA World Cup continues. As of right now, Mexico and South Korea are leading Group A. Scotland is leading Group C. USA and Australia are leading Group D. Germany and the Ivory Coast are leading Group E. And Sweden is leading Group F. All of them hold one win. KSL News Time 1240, traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Receive 4% cash back on cruises at uccu.com. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Still looking at really good traffic patterns out there. I-15 running smoothly, as well as the Belt Route and I-215's West Belt. The construction is going smoothly at the moment right now. Now, if you are making your way from Draper to downtown, looking at a KSL travel time of about 16 minutes. Now's the time to apply IFA's Step 3 spring and summer fertilizer for a beautiful green lawn all summer. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
A great start to the week. I've got a high of 87 today with sunshine up above. Overnight, we're going to go to 60 degrees, clear skies. Tomorrow afternoon, 92, sunshine, but breezy. Keeping it breezy on Wednesday, mostly sunny, and a high of 91. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now, we've already reached 81 degrees and it's sunny in Salt Lake City. Coming up on Utah's Noon News, we'll talk to a travel expert about planning excursions over a vacation and how to do it safely. That's next. Streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio, we're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Hey Utah, Jimmer Fredette here. You remember Jimmermania? When the building got loud, the tempo sped up, and you could feel something special was about to happen? That's the same kind of energy you get behind the wheel at BMW of Pleasant Grove. Quick acceleration, sharp handling, total control. Whether you're hitting I-15 for work, making the school run, or heading out for the weekend. Because great driving is like great basketball. Quick decisions, smooth moves, and confidence when it matters. And if you know my game, you know that I love the three-pointer. Catch it, rise up, let it fly. In a BMW, it's the same feeling. Smooth, precise, and dialed in. Like you're pulling from deep, and you know it's money the second it leaves your hand. The crew at BMW of Pleasant Grove makes the whole process easy too. No pressure, no runaround. Just a premium experience from shopping to financing to service that has your back for miles. So if you're ready to upgrade your drive and bring that game day energy to every day, visit BMW of Pleasant Grove or online at bmwofpg.com. BMW of Pleasant Grove. Drive elevated.
1 in 5 Utah kids face hunger. And the summer months make things even more challenging, because families can no longer rely on school meals to help them get by. These days, the situation is more dramatic than ever. That's why Utah Food Bank is again holding its annual Summer Business Food and Fund Drive, encouraging organizations of all sizes to gather food for donations for families. Beginning in early June and running through the end of August, the Summer Business Food and Fund Drive is your chance to make a difference for families seeking emergency food requests to help stretch their budgets. Rally your coworkers, friends, or a community group of any size to make a collection. Every dollar earned turns into more than $7 in the form of goods and services to help those in need. What are you waiting for? Organize your Summer Business Food and Fund Drive today. To find out more or to get ideas for your own DIY fundraiser, visit utahfoodbank.org.
KSL News Time 12:45. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
the Other Side Academy is facing some heat over several of their practices, including unpaid labor and asking students to drop their medications. I'm KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis.
Second, President Trump is in France for the G7 summit, telling reporters about the peace deal he's made with Iran and how he's still hopeful the U.S. can help achieve an end to the war in Ukraine. Third, traffic and weather together.
KSL traffic trooper giving us a heads up. I-15 in Parrish Lane is a mess because of an accident on the overpass. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Another dry 7-day forecast headed our way, but we will deal with more 90s. I'm Matt Johnson.
It's 81 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. KSL's top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A peace deal between the U.S. and Iran could be finalized by the end of this week. That according to President Trump. He's in France now for the G7, telling reporters a memo of understanding has been signed digitally. The president also says the ceasefire would be extended for 60 days and the Strait of Hormuz would reopen, along with talks beginning on Iran's nuclear program.
The main thing is that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. They fully agreed to that. with strong policing powers.
World leaders now gathering in the French Alps for a working dinner to kick off the summit. In Missouri, federal investigators are starting their probe into the weekend deadly skydiving plane crash at about an hour outside Kansas City. The pilot, along with 11 skydivers, were killed when the plane went down shortly after takeoff from Butler Memorial Airport. Matches taking place today in the World Cup in Atlanta. The game between Spain and Cape Verde ending in a 0-0 draw tonight. Iran plays New Zealand in Los Angeles. This is ABC News.
Time for the KSL In-Depth. It's vacation season, and when booking some excursions, it's important to book smart. And we've seen several incidents of tragic accidents, some carelessness, and these incidences have led to death. Travel expert and founder of Wren International, Doug Wren, joins me live. Doug, when travelers are looking to book something in a different country, what are some clues that they should look out for to know that it's legit and it's trusted and it's safe?
Well, I think first of all, we spend so much time on airfare and hotels, all the main things, and then we see on TikTok or Instagram a really cool excursion. I want to do that. I think that can give great ideas, but as far as finding the right excursion, maybe start with ideas like that, but really it goes into you've got to go through a reputable marketplace from there.
So how do you tell if a company offering an excursion is reputable?
Well, I think, first of all, if it's being offered by a reputable company, so you have the Via Tours, the Get Your Guide, the short excursions, through a cruise line, Airbnb experiences, and then there's ratings within those. That's where I would start.
Okay. And I mean, are there any other tips that you would give travelers when they're trying to book something that seems fun and exciting? I mean, are there certain types of activities that kind of are red flags?
Right. I think first and foremost, if you're in the research stage, I would be sending out emails. And I mean, there's certain things, a walking tour, a food tour in Rome. You can look at, number one, you can look at the reviews and there's not much risk with that. But once, for whatever reason, we all get a little bit more confident, and I want to try new things when I travel. So if you haven't done bungee jumping, or you're going to jump out of an airplane with a parachute, go tandem with someone, like you really need to do your research on that. So it needs to be, what are the safety certifications, your professional affiliations? Do you have insurance? And I would think that if there's a company that is avoiding that or gets annoyed by that, that's probably your first clue. But definitely when you're looking at reviews, you should you don't look at the 5-star. Go to the worst reviews first, like what's happening. And then all the common sense when you're doing something maybe a little bit more adventurous. What does the equipment look like? It's okay to just probably your best insurance is your common sense when you're there. What does the harness look new? What does the equipment look like? Are the tires bald on this ATV tour? Like there's a lot of things that you can do, just common sense type things. You're not invincible. Again, your best insurance, your common sense.
Great reminder. We all need to think it through. Definitely. All right. We've been talking to travel expert and founder of Wren International, Doug Wren. Thanks for joining me. KSL News Time 1249, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s, brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Still working on a crash. This is I-15 and Parrish Lane. I'm hearing the crashes on the overpass, but the traffic cameras are not showing that, but I am seeing some big slowdowns in that area. The rest of I-15 is running at posted speeds at the moment, and no reports of any other crashes. Doug Smith delivers service you can trust, expert maintenance, oil changes, and more. Fast, friendly, and easy to schedule. American Fork, Spanish Fork, or Linden. HeyDoug.net. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. We got a warm one headed our way. We'll start things out pretty nice. This afternoon's going to be 87, sunshine. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, 92, and breezy out of the northwest. Keeping that northwest breeze on Wednesday, 91, mostly sunny. How about 90 on Thursday, mostly sunny skies. Giving way to more sunshine on Friday, hot. 96. We'll go 90 on Saturday, partly cloudy, and blue skies on Sunday with a high of 87. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now, it's 81 degrees and sunny in Salt Lake City. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful.
There's no doubt about it. This is the time of year when we all start focusing on that perfectly grilled steak. Now, some of us are pretty good. Some of us are just okay at doing that ourselves in the backyard. If you're really looking for that perfection in steaks, it's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And now, a lot of graduation parties are going on, special events, birthdays, you name it. It's time for you to make that reservation at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Now, obviously, we talk about steaks and how wonderful they are there, but they have so much more. The seafood, the poultry dishes, the side dishes, the desserts, and it's served to perfection. We have 2 locations. There's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Hotel Park City, and also Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City at 275 Southwest Temple. It's the perfect steak, and it's waiting for you now at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that can make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right. Tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 801-896-9622. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be 6 figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 801-896-9622. 801-896-9622.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice. Advisory services offered through Boss Retirement Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products and services offered through Boss Retirement Solutions.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer. Whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
Musician Oliver Tree died this weekend.
Life goes on and 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 on.
He was among 6 others in a helicopter accident. 2 helicopters collided in air in Brazil. 5 were found dead in one and 1 found dead in the other. The cause is still under investigation. Watching Utah's money, JetBlue is betting on Florida. The airline is opening up a new airport lounge at the Fort Lauderdale airport. It's the top carrier at the airport. CNBC says it holds 36% market share. Tobacco usage is down, but nicotine usage is up. A study from Monitoring Tobacco Product Use found nicotine pouches are a driving factor. Sales of the pouches skyrocketed in recent years, sales increasing 250% from January 2023 to August 2025. Australia's richest person decided to take a major stake in SpaceX, $1 billion worth. Gina Reinhart and her company Hancock Prospecting says it's excited to be part of such a major IPO. Taking a look at the markets, the Dow gaining 587 points, the S&P is up 131, NASDAQ a little bit higher, 780 points. Oil, $80 a barrel. Dad jokes get a bad rap, but it turns out they're so bad, they're good.
You ever heard of a shovel? No. It was a groundbreaking invention.
We're celebrating dads this weekend, and a new study says you might want to give your dad an extra thank you for all his jokes. And before you roll your eyes, the research suggests humor plays a meaningful role in parenting, and it builds the parent-child bond, according to the Washington Post.
Why do teenage girls travel in odd-numbered groups?
Why?
Because they can't even.
What? It's terrible. A joke is supposed to... These are getting worse.
And laughing together creates a safe space for both parents and kids to share silly things and give honest responses.
17 years ago, right here in Utah, a mother set out to create something simple, comfort for her family. That single act of love became Minky Couture. Today, Minky is woven into the lives of families across our state, bringing warmth, connection, and comfort to every generation. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, Minky Couture honors that spirit with a limited edition flag blanket, an heirloom designed to celebrate family, comfort, and home. Celebrate with Minky Couture, online or in store, and be part of something beautifully American.
This year, Utahns are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, Utah style, because everything from Utah's Red Rock deserts to our snowy peaks are worth celebrating. It's our land, our communities. Join us in celebrating our country with Utah style. Join the statewide celebration. Get involved at america250.utah.gov. Brought to you by America First Credit Union.
The Ute Stampede Rodeo and Extreme Bowls is back July 8th through 11th. Tickets are going fast. Don't miss out. UteStampedeRodeo.com. UteStampedeRodeo.com.
You trust us for news and information in your car. Now trust us at home. KSL News Radio has you covered, keeping you informed on the latest breaking news, weather, traffic, sports, and more. Listen on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. Just say, Alexa, open KSL News Radio, or listen on the KSL News Radio Listen app. Text the word app to 57500. KSL News Radio. We have you covered.
Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, a gripping new podcast about a serial killer you've probably never heard of, Warren Forrest.
If he had dumped two, you would have thought maybe there's another one.
But now a witness, identified in the podcast, could lead investigators to Jamie Grissom. Binge Stolen Voices of Dole Valley wherever you get your podcasts and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the latest breaking news in the case.
KSL News Time 12:59. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the nines. Brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Michelle Rowe.
We have reports of a fresh crash. This is northbound I-15 and 90th South. I am seeing some backups as people are trying to join the ramp to take the belt routes. Also looking at some delays on Parish Lane and I-15 in Centerville. The Good Feet store supporting you with comfort no matter what the day brings. Find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Sunny skies and hot today, and that's going to continue all throughout the week. We actually have today is going to be the coolest day of the week. We have a high of 87 degrees. Climbing all the way up, Friday we're going to hit 96 degrees. Right now, it's 81 degrees and sunny in Salt Lake City. Taking a look other places, St. George, you're at 94. Let's look way up high in Logan, 77. All right, here's our next, thanks for tuning in to Utah's Noon News.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio,
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. It's now been 1 year since fashion designer Afa Alu was killed during a No Kings protest in Salt Lake City. Those who knew him say they hope people remember more than just the tragedy. Close family friend and State Representative Verana Mauga says the community still feels Alu's impact.
I hope that they remember who Afa was
and what he meant to the community. You know, Afa was such a light to others, and he saw the absolute best in people.
Mauga says Alu's legacy of kindness, service, and bringing people together continues to inspire those who knew him. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is looking for thousands of volunteers to help welcome people back to the Salt Lake Temple during its open house next year. The church is looking for people to lead tours, answer phones, and showcase their musical or art talents for the millions of people who will visit the temple between April 5th and October 1st of next year. You can find more information on how to apply at KSLNewsRadio.com. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. President Trump is in France for the G7 World Leaders Summit, fresh off his announcement that the U.S. and Iran reached a ceasefire agreement. ABC's Karen Travers reports from Geneva.
According to a senior administration official, this initial agreement leads to the dismantling of the Iranian nuclear program, leads to the United States destroying and removing enriched uranium from Iran, calls for inspections to ensure a long-term commitment and that it's long-term enforceable, and Iran gets rewarded economically only if they meet the obligations under the deal. Iran has been demanding the release of its frozen assets and the lifting of sanctions.
The deal was digitally signed yesterday and will be formally signed Friday in Geneva. Your money at this moment, the markets are doing excellent right now. The Dow is currently up 565 points, about 1.1% up to 51,767. The S&P 500 is up 129. The NASDAQ is killing it today, up 777 points. Coming up, man, it is really going to feel like summer this week. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 102.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over